those of you who don't know me, my name is Kate Caulfield, and I am the Director of Development here at BU for Athletics. Thank you all so much for coming. We really appreciate it. This is one of our favorite events of the year, and it just makes us so happy that every year this room continues to grow. And that just means that more people are supporting BU Athletics, our student athletes are being recognized for the amazing work they're doing, and our coaches continue to have the resources to propel their teams forward. So thank you all so much for all of that. It is now my pleasure to introduce our newly appointed athletic director, Drew Marichello.
Thank you, Kate, and thank you, and welcome to everybody in this room. This is a wonderful event for all of us at BU, and as Kate has mentioned, I am a new athletic director. This is my 11th day on the job in a couple hours, but I've been here for 9 years, so I am well aware of what this event means to the university and the department, and I'm well aware of what the Endowed Scholarship Program means to our student athletes and means to our donors. And this is, as Kate mentioned, this is an event that people love to come to. It's not a, oh, I've got to go to that event type event. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that. And one is that this is a real chance to match faces and names. And people form bonds and form relationships that last a long time. Emily Pilata, who was a recipient of the, Mary Bellezza Scholarship in '07, I believe. I had a conversation with her the other day, and we were going to do an alumni feature on Emily for the Board of Trustees, and we were talking about old times, and she told me within the first minute and a half of the conversation that I still keep in touch with Mary. And she says that they speak quite a few times per year, and that Mary was influential, and that was a connection that was made here. So I think that that's quite important. This also allows us a chance to publicly thank our donors and our supporters. This is a wonderful way for us to acknowledge you in such a setting. So that's quite important on that aspect. And it also allows us to showcase our product, which is our student athlete. And you have the chance to spend time with them now. And as I tell people on campus all the time, if you want to know what they're like, come and hang out with them, because they're energetic and they're dynamic and they're fun and they're worldly and they're intelligent. And notice I didn't say anything about winning games. They're a special group, so this is a chance that we have to show how proud we are of them. And I think you feel the same after spending some time with them. As you know, we're in the midst of a campaign. We've raised about 40% of our $45 million goal. We still have some work to do, and thanks to the support of many in this room, we've built some great facilities. New Balance Field opened last year, which really doubled our field space and has been an invaluable campus resource. We're very close to finishing the lacrosse locker room, which will open in the middle of October. And again, that was due to a very generous gift made by Charlie Lax, so we're very appreciative of that. But one of the largest fundraising priorities for the department and for the university continues to be financial aid. Kate mentioned that this event has grown. We now have 32 endowed scholarships. That's up from 4 in 2005, and there are more endowed scholarships than we actually had people in the room for that first event. So you can see that this is quite an affair. 50 is our goal, and while that is somewhat ambitious by the end of the campaign, I think with the import that we're placing on it and with some good teamwork, I think we can hit that, and that's quite important for the department going forward. I won't steal his thunder at all, but happen to be sitting with Doug Bean, who's going to speak to you shortly. This microphone is giving me trouble. But I had the chance with Kate. We visited with Doug up in New Hampshire about a month ago, and I ask you to listen to his story because it's emotional and it's impactful, and to me it really just sums up what it means to care about an institution. And again, I'm just pleased that he's here, joined by his wife and his daughter, because he sums up what I think a student athlete should be after his career is over. So we're pleased to have him here. To all of our donors, certainly I thank you for being here, and most especially I thank you for impacting the lives of our student athletes. It is my pleasure now to turn the microphone over to our distinguished men's basketball coach, Joe Jones. Joe.
He called me distinguished. I like that. You guys look great. The student athletes here look great. Oh my goodness, even my guys look good. Well, about 3 years ago, I drove down to New Hampshire to meet with Doug Bean, and him and I had spoke on the phone, but I wanted to meet him formally and introduce myself. So I went down and spent some time with him. And him and I shared stories about our childhood and our upbringing, and it was an amazing, amazing afternoon that I spent and learned a great deal about Doug. And one of the stories that Doug told me during that day was his relationship with a kid by the name of Tyler Morris, who was a great player here several years before I got the job here. And Doug became Tyler's mentor. And as Tyler went through school here, Doug and him became very close. And Tyler was thinking about going into finance, and that's Doug's field. And Tyler decided that he was going to go play professional basketball overseas for a while before he got into to work. And Doug and Tyler stayed close friends. While Tyler was overseas, he played in a championship game and hit the game-winning shot from half court. I never did that. And he sent the copy of the video to Doug. And Doug told me that whenever he needs inspiration, he looks at that video. And I think that just sums up what Doug Bean is all about. Tyler felt close enough to send that copy of that shot to Doug. Doug felt that connection to watch that video to gain inspiration. And when Tyler stopped playing basketball, Doug was the person that he contacted. And Doug was able to help Tyler find a job. And that's really at the forefront of what we do here. That connection, that relationship that you all have with our student athletes. You know, my goal as a coach really is to help develop our young people. And we can't do that without people like Doug Bean. And Doug, your phone calls, your emails after big wins, your big check that you write to us, doesn't count for the time that you've spent with our student athletes and all the things that you've done. So please come up here and say a few words for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me? Okay. I guess I would say it's a great privilege to be asked to participate in this program. And it's an honor to speak to you today. I'm somewhat relieved to find that I'm able to give back to an institution that's provided so much to my family. My dad went here, I went here, and my experience has been made all the more enriching by the fact that my wife is here and my daughter, Katie, who's a third-generation legacy from '08. So, given my less than auspicious start here, I'm somewhat amazed that I'm actually even up here. And there were some real serious doubts my freshman year whether or not I was going to make it. But we'll get into that a little bit. I will tell you that my path to Boston University is dramatically different than most of you. I come from a family of 5 boys. My dad died when I was very young. And when I say money was tight, it was tight. So originally, I was set to go to a Division III school and received a grant and aid for half the scholarship. And I was trying to stay in shape my freshman year, lived in Hampton, New Hampshire, and after work, I would hitchhike over to Phillips Exeter Academy because the UNH players were playing basketball. So it's the second week in August, and I'm a little bit nervous with the upcoming advent of my freshman year at this school. And somebody came up to me afterwards and said, "Did you hear that the coach at your college quit?" I said, "No, I didn't." So I called up the athletic director and he said, "Well, we can't guarantee you anything." And the coach said, "Well, that's too bad. I'm the new coach at Boston University, and I've got a full scholarship for you right now." So this is 2 weeks before my freshman year. I've never even seen the campus, despite the fact that I lived an hour away. And he said, hey, kid, you got to get down to the campus Monday. We got to get you admitted. He said, how are your grades? I said, they're good. He said, how are your board scores? I told him, I thought they were pretty good. They pale in comparison to most of yours, I rest assured on that. And he said, meet me at the gym at 6 o'clock Monday. So in my family, either you went into the service, and that's how you paid for college, or you found a way to go to college. And 3 of my brothers actually used the service to get through college. So I was very, very fortunate. My mother was at Paris Island. My older brother was getting out of the Marine Corps, and I had nobody to even ask if I should take it or not. So I went back the next night, and the coach said, what do you think? And I said, are you serious? And he said, hell yeah, I'm serious. I said, well, let's color that one done. Come on. So he said, bring a transcript. So I was able to get a transcript, unaltered, by the way. And we showed up, I showed up actually at the gym. I took the bus down and took a cab over to the gym. Now, my summer job wasn't quite the experience most of you had. I worked in the garbage truck for the town 7 days a week, starting at 6 a.m. So I told my boss I had to work a half day and that I would be gone the rest of the day. And he didn't really like it too much, but he didn't have too much sway in that respect. So I show up at the gym, having worked a half day. It's 95 degrees, and I'm met by the co-captain of the team. I'm a 17-year-old kid, shorter and weighing a lot less than I do now. And he said, start playing. And I played for 2 hours. The next morning, we went down to admissions and met with a gentleman by the name of Bleakney Benedict, who I believe has endowed a scholarship here. Benny, as I used to call him, looked at my transcript and said, Mr. Bean, I have every reason to believe these grades are official. Welcome to Boston University. No application fee, no essays to write, anything like that. So the coach said, Benny, give us something to show he's admitted. We have to go up to the registrar's office and get him his courses. I had no clue what I was going to study. I did know that I liked biology, and I did pretty well on the chemistry boards. So the coach and I sat in the registrar's office, and we decided I was going to major in biomedical engineering. He looked at me and he said, what the hell is that? I said, I don't know, but it sounds pretty interesting. Now keep in mind, as a 17-year-old kid, I was taking calculus for engineering majors with a lab, chemistry for chem majors, biology for bio majors, and my gut course was freshman English. I think you know where I'm going with this. I'd love to say my freshman year was great. Candidly, I was overwhelmed. Culturally, coming from a small town in New Hampshire, academically, I really wasn't prepared for the rigors of a school like this, let alone biomedical engineering. And I was petrified. My first semester, my first day on campus, I didn't leave my room except to go to dinner. And there was a goalie from the hockey team, a kid by the name of Mike Allen. He said, come on, let's go play some basketball. I figured I could probably beat him in basketball, so what the hell, let's go. My first semester was pretty ugly. I really struggled, particularly with the calculus, and they had a tutor. But I made it through. And we were getting ready to play in the mid-semester break. We're getting ready to play Georgetown. And the coach came through the locker room, and he tapped one player on the shoulder, and he started to get undressed. And I said, what happened? And somebody said, the coach must have got the grades. Dying to know how I did, I said, how did I do, coach? Bean, you did great. Just focus on the game. I got back to Boston and opened up the envelope with the grades. Calculus, D. Chemistry, C. Biology, C+. And English was a B+. I had a whopping 1.98 cum. So I went to the coach and I said, I thought you said I did great. He said, Bean, NCAA minimum is 1.7. You beat it by 28 points. I'll see you at practice. Now, I say that to try to loosen you up a little bit, and it's a little bit of self-deprecating humor, but I don't think that would go on today with the programs that we have and the athletes and the caliber of the students that we have. Undeterred, I figured I'd take another bite of the apple the second semester. Same courses all over again. Thank God, different instructors. And in life, you have these epiphanies every so often. I had turned 18, so I'd like to think I had matured a little bit, and one of my friends called me and said, I've got tickets to the Elton John concert. Let's go. I said, I don't know, I can't. I got a chemistry exam first thing in the morning. He said, study in the afternoon, go to the concert, and then study afterwards. You'll be fine. I don't need to tell you how this worked out. To this day, when I hear Benny and the Jets by Elton John, I have to laugh. And my intent was to become a doctor. Let me tell you, after that chemistry exam, medicine and humanities a lot better off with me out of the profession. After that, I kind of found my groove. I transferred to the School of Management, really did pretty well academically, had a great experience here for 4 years. So the bottom line is, how has this institution changed? This used to be the Commonwealth Armory, which was an old brick Army Reserve building. And we held all of our games at the new Case Arena. I look at some of the games being played in the Agganis Arena, which is arguably the finest college arena in New England. There's much more academic support, much better facilities, and a stronger athletic program. To give you the magnitude of what we were dealing with, we were always around 500 in terms of our record. We were respectable. We had 3 athletic scholarships. And we were playing the likes of West Virginia, Georgetown, Georgia Tech, Connecticut twice, home and home, and other schools like that every year. Coach, how about if they cut back your scholarships to 3 and said, play on? It would be a little rigorous. The bottom line is, with the academic tradition you have here, with the facilities, there are safeguards in place to really, really make your experience so much more rewarding than what I went through. Now, my athletic days are long gone, but not so much that I've forgotten their purpose, their meaning, and their reward. I look at the athletes before me. Maybe 1 or 2 of you might be able to play professionally, but that's not what it's all about. I see future teachers, coaches, businessmen, professionals. And someday, if I look at this as the seed capital for your future, I hope to live long enough to see one of you up here endowing a scholarship to carry on the tradition. Go forth, weave the rich tapestry of life, and you will realize how great this experience has been. Every single one of you is going to have a very different path. Now, my daughter's a legacy for 2008. I have a son who couldn't be here. He applied to Boston University, and he got accepted. My first emotions were the parental pride was just overwhelming. And he said, Dad, it gets better. Not only did I get accepted, I got a legacy scholarship. I'm thinking tax-free income. I'll take a little bite out of it. I said, how much is the scholarship? He said, $250. Sounds like the old man didn't leave much of a legacy. So I hope this is what the kids call a do-over now. One of you can, or somebody in the future can go forth and really prosper. They told me I had 5 minutes, and whenever I speak before a crowd, I'd like to give you some advice that you can take away. 4 points. Number 1, don't go to a rock concert the night before a big exam. Point number 2, on a more serious note, I think you really have to expect great things of yourself before you can dare to accomplish them. In meeting some of you beforehand in every year, I think you've got the capability to do great things going forward. Point number 3, you want to achieve a higher goal? Is the risk worth taking it? I think that really depends upon your philosophy of life. You'll realize that giving it your all and potentially failing will help you more in the long run than not taking that risk. And I'm not talking about should I take the shot, should I turn on the afterburners and try to win the sprint. There'll be bigger challenges in life that you'll be facing. And your experience and your academic programs here will put you in good standing to take on those risks. Study what you love and pursue a gratifying vocation. Believing in yourself and your capabilities, knowing that it really makes a difference in people's lives, that's a great thing. To love what you do and feel that it really matters, how could anything be more fun in life? Now, that's enough out of me. Let's turn our attention to the reason we're here, BU's amazing student athletes. Here's this year's impressive crop of endowed scholarship recipients. After the introduction, we'll hear from the students themselves. Thank you very much.
J.P. Aftring, Dominique Baker, Christian Carson Bannister, Moriah Connolly, Jacob Dansey, Eric Fanning, Karla Ferrara, Matt Gilbert, Matt Grislick, Spencer Haas, Cedric Hankerson, Victoria Hansen, Mackenzie Hollenbaugh, Sarah Hope, Taylor Krebs, Matt Lane, Kaitlin Law, Matt O'Connor, Sofia Robins, Evan Rodriguez, Tessa Runels, Emily Tillo,
Hi, my name is Tessa. I'm on the women's track and field team. I chose to come to BU because, number one, it was far enough away so my parents couldn't visit me every other weekend. And number two, because it's known to be academically rigorous.
Hi, my name is Kaitlin Law. I'm on the women's swim and dive team, and I chose to come to BU because my recruiting trip was during the blizzard Nemo, and I'm from the South, so I definitely wasn't used to the snow, but the team still welcomed me during that weekend, and we were stuck in the dorms, and over the past year, the athletic community has done the same. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Karla. I'm on the swim team, and I chose to come to BU because of the team. I've never really had a proper team back home, so coming here and having everyone so welcoming and so knit together and cheering each other on and so positive is just amazing.
Hi, my name is JP. I'm on the men's crew team, and my favorite BU memory was this past spring competing in our top boat at the IRA National Championship.
Hi, my name is Matt Lane. I'm on the men's ice hockey team. And my favorite memory at BU this far is beating BC in the semifinals of the Hockey East playoffs.
Hi, my name is Sofia Robins, and I'm on the women's lacrosse team. And I chose to come to BU because of the family pride and tradition that the BU women's lacrosse program had.
Hi, my name is Victoria Hansen, and I'm on the women's ice hockey team. And my favorite memory at BU was playing in Vail, Colorado last winter, because not only was it a great trip, but we got a lot of support from the community, especially the young girls that don't get to see college hockey. So.
Hi, my name is Matt Gilbert. I'm on the men's soccer team, and my favorite moment at BU was playing in the Terrier tailgate last year against BC in front of 3,000 fans.
Hi, my name is Emily Tillo, and I'm on the women's golf team. My favorite BU memory was this past weekend beating 17 other teams at the Dartmouth Invitational, winning as a team and also winning as the individual. It was an amazing experience, and to see the look on my coach's face, it was priceless.
Hi, my name is Jake Dansey, and I'm on the men's lacrosse team. And my favorite BU memory is when we beat Lafayette for our program's first win.
Hi, my name is Christian Carson Bannister. My favorite BU lacrosse memory, or I am also on the men's lacrosse team, and my favorite BU lacrosse memory was against Holy Cross. Last year, we had a 1-goal lead going into the fourth quarter, and in the final minute, our defense held them to preserve the victory.
Hi, my name is Moriah Connolly, and I'm on the women's softball team. My favorite BU memory would have to be last spring playing in regionals in Arizona on ESPN and being able to represent BU that way.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Hollenbach, and I'm on the women's soccer team. And I think my favorite BU moment was last year winning the first Patriot League championship for BU.
Hi, my name is Cedric Hankerson. I'm on the men's basketball team. And my favorite BU memory was beating Maryland last year at Maryland on national television.
Hi, my name is Eric Fanning. I'm also on the men's basketball team. And I would say my favorite memory of BU is like my official visit here. I'm getting to see Fenway and everything, and and meeting like all these great people.
Hey guys, I'm Matt O'Connor, men's ice hockey team. Greatest memory was beating BC when they were ranked #1, and family was there from Canada. And thank you guys all for the support. And without you guys, wouldn't do it.
Hi everyone, my name is Matt Grislick. I'm on the men's ice hockey team, and the reason I chose to come to BU was because I grew up right down the street, always idolizing BU, and it's been a great experience so far.
Hi, I'm Evan Rodriguez, also on the men's ice hockey team. I chose to come to BU because of this great facility that we're in right now, and because I grew up just outside of Toronto, so I'm a bit of a city kid, and being able to live just outside of the city and just take a T right into downtown Boston is something that reminded me of home.
Hi, I'm Nancy Feldman. I'm the head women's soccer coach here at Boston University. I'd like to echo what Coach Jones said earlier. As a coach on the front line here at BU, I can't tell you how much we appreciate the support of the folks in this room. It does make a difference. It makes a real difference. It's tangible, but it also, the support we feel helps fuel our success. So I appreciate it very much. And I know I speak for all the coaches. There's a room full of remarkable student athletes in this room, but I have the pleasure of introducing one of them, Taylor Krebs. I'll tell you a little bit about her. Taylor will be finishing a successful playing career here as a 4-year player in the women's soccer program. She's appeared up to this point in over 70 games since arriving as a freshman. She has been instrumental in modeling a work ethic and an unselfish team attitude that has led directly to the women's soccer program's success these last few years, including an America East Championship in 2011, and as Mackenzie mentioned, a Patriot League Championship last fall. Taylor has been one of the highest achieving student athletes at Boston University over the last 4 years, appearing on the Boston University Honor Roll and America East and Patriot League all-academic teams. She was selected to the Capital One Academic District 1 first team in 2013 and received the team's Academic Achievement Award last year. She received the prestigious Thermo Scientific Pierce Scholarship awarded to undergraduate and graduate students with a declared major in biology, chemistry, biochemistry, or a related life science field. She will be completing her degree in biology with a specialization in genetics from the College of Arts and Sciences with a 3.76 overall GPA. That means she is doing pretty well in some of those science lab classes that maybe you didn't maybe make it through. I don't know. With other students that aren't student athletes that are very well credentialed students, she's doing that level of work, while, as you know, is competing and balancing her commitment to the demands of a Division I athletic program. In addition to Taylor's playing and academic achievements, she has had a strong presence with community service events. Her involvement in the Global Day of Service, Special Olympics, Relay for Life, and the Day in the Life of a College Student for the local match school are just a few of the service events she's participated in. She has recently been honored by BU as a Scarlet Key recipient, an award bestowed upon outstanding juniors and seniors who have demonstrated exceptional leadership in student activities and organizations, service to her school or college, and scholarship. Finally, in her spare time, Taylor has been a team member that has generously offered friendship, counsel, tutoring, camaraderie to teammates that she has perceived to be struggling. Her awareness and willingness to offer support and attention to teammates is, on top of all her other amazing personal qualities, one of the characteristics that makes Taylor the type of student athlete that BU is incredibly proud of. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Taylor Krebs.
I'm from California. I really wanted to go somewhere on the East Coast for college, so I came on a visit to BU, and it just instantly hit me like I could see myself here. I definitely selected BU because not only was it a really good D1 soccer program, it's also really good academically, and for me that was a huge factor. I am very, very interested in microbiology, immunology, pathology. I want to go into research, hopefully, developing new treatments for different diseases. It just fascinated me that we were able to manipulate parts of the body in such a way, but that we're also able to figure out how it works. It's just incredible. And we talked about genetic engineering actually to treat cystic fibrosis, and one of my best friends back home, her little sister has cystic fibrosis, so it kind of piqued my interest. Doing further research, I realized how much I really was fascinated by it, and I just wanted to keep going in that direction. Soccer makes me a better scientist because it really does teach me how to work along with other people. Sometimes on the field or with teammates, you don't always have the same opinion, and you need to be able to find common ground so you can both achieve what you want to do. Same thing happens in the lab.
When I found out that I was going to be a recipient of the Endowed Scholarship, at first I was wondering, well, why did I get picked out of other people?
There's an effect that the Endowed Scholarship has on the student that receives it, and I think that they realize they have even a greater responsibility. Taylor Krebs, I think, is the epitome of the type of person, the type of student, the type of athlete someone would be proud to support.
It's a little bit scary to think that graduation is approaching in a year, but when I go up to grab my diploma, I expect it to be a very emotional experience. It's 4 years of hard work and great memories, all kind of wrapped into one little piece of paper. I'm really thankful for you.
Hi everyone, I'm Taylor Krebs. So a lot of that footage was shot last year when I was a junior, but my feelings are still the same. I'm so excited that BU has prepared me for the next chapter of my life, but at the same time, I'm definitely not ready to leave. I'm really gonna miss BU, my team, the whole athletic community, my classmates, my friends, my mentors, and of course, like the city itself. It's such a great historic place, and tons to do. And I'm on a mission to take full advantage of every minute I have left on campus and in Boston this year. And this year, everything just feels so much more special because I know that it's my senior year. And especially those rare moments of downtime with my roommates or just hanging out with the teammates in the locker room, it all has a new meaning. And in class, my goal is to learn as much as possible from my inspiring professors before I leave here. And on the field, I'm going to give it my all, putting every last ounce of energy I have into every game and every practice because I know it's one of my last. I want no regrets. I want nothing left on the field. I'm sure every senior in the room here can relate. You don't want to think, what if I had just tried a little bit harder in that last game? I don't want to be thinking about that at all. But I'm so glad I got this experience at BU, and I think it's truly changed me for the better. Juggling my soccer schedule and my classwork and figuring out what I'll be doing after graduation, I realize I really don't ever reflect on my time that I've had here. I'm always moving forward, not really thinking about all the great moments I've had, and I realize how lucky I really have been to be here. And I've been lucky to get such a great foundation for career in molecular and biology and genetics research and to learn how to think critically. I'm lucky to be a part of such an amazing women's soccer team who really is my family, my sisters. I wouldn't have had this experience without you guys. And also to train with one of the best coaches around. It's been a great experience. And we're lucky to win the Patriot League championship last year, and then this year to beat BC the first time since 2006. So that was a pretty good moment. And I'm lucky to have you, Ruth and David Warrenker, who have provided me invaluable support. For all of you who wish to support me and my fellow Terriers, we really appreciate it. You're the reason we come to BU. You're that extra motivation when things get tough and we aren't sure we can succeed. Knowing that others believe in us as well really pushes us to persevere and keep going. So thank you for all your incredible support. We couldn't have done it without you cheering us on. Here's to another great year.
I'm not touching the microphone this time. Taylor, I would not say that you're lucky. I would say that you're good, and there's a difference. Wonderful presentation. I'd like to thank Kate and her staff for another great event. This has been truly a wonderful day for Boston University and the athletics department. This is alumni weekend, so there are plenty of events on campus. Hope to see you there. We have a couple of soccer games on Nickerson Field tomorrow. And again, just a great event, and thanks for everybody's participation. Thank you.